It's a great joy to be back in your homes today. I want to ask you a question. What is the difference between faith and belief? Or is there a difference? Can you increase your faith and can you increase your beliefs? The churches had been actually fighting with each other on increasing beliefs rather than faith. This is where all the fights come from. Faith is not a rubric or a dogma or anything tangible or explainable, whereas beliefs are. Faith is intangible and beyond the confines and boundaries of religion. Beliefs are in the realm of religion and, sadly, in the power of the human beings like you and me. When faith was used as a synonym of belief, all kinds of abuses and aberrations started in the church. Beliefs told men that they can enslave people. Beliefs made men to believe women are less than men. It made church men to abuse women or children, to subdue them, to treat one another as less than who they were in the eyes of God. Poor people were considered less because of a belief system, or LGBTQIA people were considered less and not worthy of God's love. It's all belief system, nothing to do with faith. Here are some of the belief systems. Beliefs made people to actually stop women from being ordained. Think about that. Beliefs made us keep people out of the altar, out of the church, for one reason or another. It has nothing to do with God. Beliefs told us who goes to heaven and who goes to hell, because we can define it. It's beliefs that made us discriminate. And here is one that you can easily understand very well. It is belief system that made the Middle Ages churches to go into crusades. It's nothing to do with faith. It's a belief system. I can go on and on and on, pages after pages about it. Whereas, what is faith? Faith is in something that is intangible, something that is beyond, something that you cannot see, you cannot touch. There are no boundaries about it. It molds your character. Faith is not connected to a religion or religious difference. It's about God. I know sometimes I can get into trouble for saying so, but it is true. Faith is that which connects all of us to each other and in this world. Faith gives you wonder and it gives you curiosity. Faith makes you humble and, I want to say, even nimble. Not just humble alone, nimble. Faith makes you realize what you know is only a fraction of the reality of God. A fraction of the reality of God. In other words, faith makes you realize a little about God like the mustard seed. It's a fraction. It's a mustard seed. Faith gives you the power to sprout into the fullness of God. It's like the mustard seed. We heard that on Sunday. It's like the mustard seed that can sprout into the fullness. Faith is small, and that's all we need. All what we need is a tiny little bit of mustard seed faith. It's tiny, and it will grow into the fullness. It will give us curiosity and fullness. It does not limit us in any way. It simply releases us from the clutter of beliefs. Remember that. Faith releases us from the clutter of belief systems. Faith is about God, and certainly not about the world. Faith is about what you cannot see or touch, as Paul would say. What you can see and touch is limited by space and time. That's not what we are talking about when we speak of faith. Faith in God. But what you cannot touch or smell or taste can grow beyond the limitations of this world. And that is why we call it faith. Your faith frees you from everything that you cannot carry to the other world. I know sometimes it's difficult for us to understand these differences, but I can tell you, if you want to ask the Lord to increase your faith, ask it. because it will expand your boundary. And what you get is a fraction of the knowledge of God, knowledge of who God is, not the abundance of it. The more you grow, the less you grow. The more you grow, the less you know. The more you learn, the less you know. And that's the character of faith. The more you believe in God, it has the potential to expand and sprout and grow into the fullness. Faith is detached from the positive outcome in this world or in the next. It does not give us status or position in this world. We all would like to have some, but faith doesn't give that to us. It does not make us greater than the other. It only helps us to understand the other better. It makes us free from the beliefs or the results of the belief systems. When you are supposed to do, what you're supposed to do is to care, to love, to show compassion, to be present. Do more than what you're asked to do and be present to people. This is why Jesus says, ask for faith, so that you can do more than little. You can do more than what the boundary prescribes you to do. We can go beyond all the limitations and boundaries that we have. Jesus is not interested in increasing your belief system. I promise you, that's not his desire for you or me. He has no desire to increase our beliefs in this world. Jesus is not interested in confusing you with your choices. He only wants you to know you and I have only one choice, and that choice is to have faith in God, faith in humanity, faith in our relationships with one another, and grow in curiosity. Love one another as I have loved you, because you are my brother and my sister. Faith invites you to love and to care, whereas beliefs demands and commands them to do it. You think that is going to work? Not at all. It's faith that will help us to love, not the demands placed on us by the world around us, not the boundaries that encircles us and that limits us. So grow beyond the encircling power of the belief system and grow into the fullness of Christ, like the mustard seed that sprouts and grows into the fullness of God.